Hey, but look, taxes versus tithing. That's what we're going over today. Taxes versus tithing. Do y'all know what a tithe is? I'm gonna mute y'all though. If y'all wanna mute yourself, y'all can. I'm gonna leave it up for. I'm gonna do a Q&A too, since I got all y'all up in here. Feel like church for real. Y'all can unmute yourself though if y'all have a question. But I'm going over taxes versus tithing. I'm gonna break down definitions though. Black Law Dictionary. I think the sixth edition. Let me see. I gotta look it up before I bring it to you because I don't want to tell y'all the wrong shit. Because I'll be like, you said this. So I'm not licensed attorney taxes, but I do this for educational and informational purposes only. Now, let me share this with y'all. Let me share my screen. So tax, this is from the Black Laws Dictionary. And if you're new to DONKILAM, let's just look up Black Law Dictionary first. Because the main thing y'all need to overstand. Let's look up a definition of the Black Laws Dictionary. I spelled that all wrong, but that's why we got Google. Black's Law Dictionary is the premier and most widely cited legal dictionary in the United States and the world, providing authoritative definitions of legal terms and phrases for legal professionals, students, and the public. First published in 1891 by Henry Campbell Black, it is now edited by Brian A. Garner and known for his fuck all the bullshit. Black Law Dictionary. Every federal judge has a Black Law Dictionary behind the podium. You understand? Every federal judge. Now, some of these I'm not knocking your profession. If you think you're an opinionator or a judge out there, shout out to everybody under the bar. But y'all wasn't raised on the Black Law Dictionary. But the higher ups get this. It's black magic. I'm put it like that. That's really what it is. Because if you're telling somebody they black and you send they black ass to jail, that was some black magic. You understand? Because where's the victim? Most of my so-called black people, we don't even do black because black is an adjective. But most of my people that think they're black, they're in jail for a victimless crime. So this is black magic at its finest. And I want to let me just show you the law before I get back to these definitions. So I want you to know, everybody that's in the courts today, it's all a tax issue. This is coming from 28 USC 2002. This is federal law, federal codes, federal statutes. This is their definitions, okay? Their definitions under their corporation, the federal corporation, which let's show you that first. United States means federal corporation. So a person is property under the United States federal corporation. A person is considered property under the United States federal corporation. And only a person can commit a crime. Only a person can be tried in these jails, okay? Not we the people, a person. So a court means any court created by the Congress of the United States, excluding the United States tax court. So every court in America, if there's no delegation order, if there's no type of order from the Supreme Court or Congress, then it's always going to be tax court. And that's all we're dealing with. That's all we're dealing with here, okay? And under Black Laws Dictionary, tax in the general sense is a contribution. That's the key word right here. Contribution. I'm going to get back to that in a minute so we can see what contribution means. So in a general sense, a tax is any contribution imposed by government upon individuals for the use and service of the state, whether under the name of toll, tribute, tallage, gable, impost, duty, custom, excise, subsidy, aid, supply, or other name. Like a traffic ticket. That is a tax. That is a tax.
Man, it's always crazy.
What was that?
I said like toll is crazy. That's
Yeah, these are taxes. So this is a contribution. Contribution is voluntary. That's a voluntary payment. They always told you taxes is voluntary. A gift or payment to a common fund or collection. So anytime you pay a tax, you're giving a tithe to these 508c1As in America. You understand? A tithe and a tax is the same thing, except they're hiding it under their definitions. Because I need y'all to understand, y'all got to think about it like this. If you're American, America was set up on not paying taxes. Let's see if we can pull this up on Google. I'll chat GPT it. Why did America break free? Because sometimes you got to see it from Britain. Why did they break free from Britain? Taxation without representation. That's an unfair British policy, like forced quartering of soldiers and a lack of self-government. After a series of events that increased tensions, such as the Boston Tea Party and the Intolerable Acts, many colonists felt that armed rebellion was their only recourse, leading to the American Revolutionary War and the formation of the independent United States. The formation of the independent United States. I need y'all to understand that because when you go in a courtroom today, you cannot be armed, but they can. I'm going to let that sink in for y'all. I'm not telling y'all what to do, but y'all need to understand what's going on. Because a diplomat can go in that bitch strapped. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing to a diplomat. They can go in there and handle their affairs. But y'all gotta understand, when you're in these courtrooms, it's contracts. So when you're saying you're a person, you're part of theirs. You're a citizen means United States business. Simple as that. And these are forced ties. Y'all understand that the United States is a federal corporation. Let me find the definition for y'all. The term United States means a United States citizen. 15 USC 4724 E1. 15 USC 4724 E1. Now, tithe. What is a tithe? A tenth of annual produce or earnings, formerly taken as a tax for the support of the church and clergy. It tells you right there, a tithe is a tax. But when you understand, so just break it down like this, administration. You're adding a minister. That's all administration is. You're adding a minister. When you follow these courts, when you follow the government, it's all going to lead back to a faith-based organization in Puerto Rico. All the trusts are in Puerto Rico. Let me see if I can find this. Puerto Rico, and that's considered offshore. I'm gonna have to find all the information. But the United States has everything set up in Puerto Rico. The United States Treasury shit. I'll find y'all the information on a different day. But taxes versus tithing. So the reason why I bring this up, and I want y'all to understand it, is because instead of paying taxes, there's a different way. You can be liable to the church. You can be under, so that's all at the end of the day, when you're creating your private families, you're creating your private family trust, that's all you're doing. We no longer have to be under taxes. We no longer are under British rule because we're under our family's kingdom. We're under the family church, the family government. And the reason why y'all need to over and understand this is because private families created the United States government. Private families created the United States corporation. I hope that makes sense for everybody. Bring this back up. My Jordan symbol showing under my shirt. Got shit to do when I leave here. Like Clark Kent, you hear me? But yeah, private families establish the United States. So I need y'all to over and understand that part. So when you learn how to become a private family, and I hope this is sinking in, You got every. Let me see. Let me see. Let me just show y'all. Nonprofits own. Cause Mark Zuckerberg got his wife running shit. I was going through all their documents one day, just looking into taxes and things they filed back. So I'm not even gonna read it yet. I'm gonna read it with y'all reading it. Mark Zuckerberg is not the owner of any nonprofit, but he and his wife, Priscilla Chan, established the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. Keywords: Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. That's his last name. In 2015, a unique structure that includes various funding entities, including an LLC, a foundation, and a 501c3. While the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative LLC was initially chosen for its flexibility in policy and advocacy, it also funds grants, ventures investments, and tools for science, education, and community work. This is an umbrella organization. It's telling you this. You can see these things. And then they have a social welfare organization. But I'm telling you, in the private, they operate off trust, and you see it clearly states he is not the owner, but he's going to be a board member of something. He definitely gets to direct where this money goes, and a lot of it goes into the development of Facebook, Instagram, and things of that nature in order to learn more about biometrics. When I'm studying their information, you understand? This is what I was looking up. I'm looking at everything. I'm like, damn. I was just seeing how they was moving these billions around. And that's the thing y'all need to pay attention to. But everybody has a charitable donation, or I mean a foundation, private family foundations. And then the government operates a little bit differently. I don't really bring this out to the public and talk about it too much. But once you become a government official, there's a blind trust for a politician, which is a legal arrangement in which an independent trustee manages a public official's financial assets without their input. So, with the blind trust, the politician, because they have influence, are not supposed to know about anything that they're investing in. They're supposed to trust their team. They're supposed to trust their trustees and board managers. So I want to throw that out there. That's something powerful as well. But the private family foundation is where it's at. Look at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It's their names in the business. Their name is the business. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I'm just letting that sink in because I've been screaming this for years when everybody told me I wasn't doing the shit right. But I'm following the greats. I'm following right behind the greats, everybody that's moving billions. Your name is the business. Your family is the business. The last name is the brand. And I'm talking to all them baby mamas with 10 baby daddies out there. Your kids need to have the same last name. You understand? It's unity. You understand? Don't give it the fuck. If you're going to have 10 baby daddies, why are you giving the child, because you know he's deadbeat anyways, why are you giving the child the dad's last name? That's some weak shit. Take the mother's name. Strength in numbers, okay? Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Was that good advice, baby? Okay, okay. If you're gonna have 10 baby daddies, the children need to have your name. All right. So Bill and Melinda Gates. So I'm just letting you know. Let's look up the nonprofits of Warren Buffett. These are things you can study on your own. Warren Buffett charitable giving primarily goes to two groups of nonprofits. And his family's, hold on, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation he donates to, and his family's foundation. His family's foundation include the Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation, the Sherwood Foundation, and the Howard G. Buffett Foundation. And guess what else? The Novo Foundation. Novo. We were just talking about that shit. I want to read the Novo. The Novo Foundation. Each focusing on distinct causes like reproductive health, social justice, food security, and women's rights, respectively. You understand? So when you're researching the greats, this is what you're going to continue to find. That each family, Susan Thompson Buffett, tell me, he didn't make his, who is that? His wife? Hold on. Who is Susan Thompson? It is somebody. Shit, let's just see. Let's Bing her. We're not gonna Google her. We're gonna Bing her. Susan Thompson Buffett. That's his wife. Gotta be. Oh, she dead now. But look, the Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation was founded in 1964 by Warren Buffett. And you just have a cause. So she did die in 2004. But so the foundation outlives her death. So the foundation guaranteed, that foundation is taking care, because so you gotta look at it like this. Because this is how the government does you. When you're born, your mom is considered a manufacturer because this is property. This is intellectual assets. So your mom's the manufacturer and you're considered a property. She's a manufacturer and she signs over all the rights to the government with the birth certificate. That's how it rocks and rolls. You feel me? So, but when you die, shit dies with it. So when your mom dies, shit dies. You know what I mean? You don't get nothing. Now they got this Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation that's still getting donations. That's the beneficiaries, I guarantee, are going to be to uplift the family or the children. Now, the reason why Warren Buffett, let me get the correct statements. Let me get the correct statements. Because I just had to show y'all this. So look, I want y'all to understand this because and how this overview is what I'm about to show you is pointing it out perfectly on how your family should be established. All I typed in is Warren Buffett stated his kids will not inherit money. He's not going to leave his children money. So Warren Buffett will not leave his children his vast fortune, but instead plan to leave it to charitable trust, a charitable trust that they will administer with the goal of giving away the wealth to the causes that they believe in. So his children, Howard, Peter, and Susan, will control the distribution of the wealth, but they will not directly inherit it. Because there's beneficiary taxes, inheritance tax, there's a lot of different taxes when you hand it off directly. You leave it in trust. They will administer the money. It's own nothing, control everything. So what are you tithing to? Are you tithing to the family trust? Or are you giving up your what you worked so hard for to the government? It's tax avoidance versus tax evasion. You have to learn tax avoidance. You have to learn that your name is the business. Get under your own type of government, so to speak, because to be American is to be free. To be American is to not pay taxes because that's the single purpose that America was established on. Am I right, baby? Am I right? You know, and tell me when I'm, can I get a 100? Can I get a 500?
Amen. Amen for the congregation.
So I'm showing you, do you think Warren Buffett out here paying taxes? I just want y'all to see how this stuff is established. When you're in your private family foundation, that's who you owe allegiance to. When you're in Rome, you do what Romans do. So if you're under Roman rule, that's what you're going to be doing. But if you're under family rule, because your mom calls the shots, your dad calls the shots. You understand? It's like when you get pulled over, like, let's look. I'm not trying to pick on you, court, man, but you still look young and shit, homie. So look, did you ever get pulled over when you was 15, 16?
Yeah, man. You know how
Dude, I told them, hey, they said, can I search the car? My mom told me not to. My mom told me to tell y'all can't search it. I don't know if y'all been in that situation. But they're going to back the fuck up. They're not going to search the car. When you go to jail at 15 and 16, who can get you out of jail?
Mom.
And they can get you out of jail when you're 32 too, when you understand trust law. We understand contract law. Your wife or your husband can get you out because you're truly their property. Are you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. You understand? Y'all too young for that shit. I'm just naughty by nature. Tithing versus taxes. So, regardless, when you people, let me see. I don't want to tell y'all the wrong shit. I just go off my mentors. You feel me? So you can reduce your taxable. If you owe taxes, you can reduce your taxable income through qualified charitable donations. A tax deduction lowers the amount of your income subject to taxes, which in turn reduces the tax you owe. So you can reduce your taxes regardless as an individual by donating to charities. It's taxes versus tithing. When you grow up in the church, everything that you do, your labor and everything is not subject to tax because you give it up to God. Your preacher is not getting taxed. How many people have went to church? Y'all went to church? Saul says, brother, I started learning from you last year in October when I first started to get exposed to his private life, and it's legit. Preachers don't pay taxes. Y'all ever seen that? They're tax exempt. Now, under regularly, it's supposed to be a 508c1a. It's supposed to be tax exempt automatically. I'm not gonna get too deep on this, but they're making you open up the 501c3. And I'm gonna screen share with y'all so y'all can see it. So because some of y'all that are new to me, I'll be forgetting. I don't like dealing with beginners though. Go get it. Go learn. Listen, if you want to listen, so take this mindset that you already have and go to real estate meetings. You'll start learning a lot of different shit. You'll start looking at it differently because just how they do the land is how they do you. They convert land into property. They converted you into property. You was of the land, and they converted you into property. So when you open up a 501c3 in the public, and I don't have the information on hand right now, but it's a regular 501c3, a regular nonprofit. If you're getting funding from somebody, because I need you to know the Christian churches, not to knock the Christian churches. You know, I was raised a Christian. I was raised Pentecostal, but they're getting funding and they have to preach what they're told to preach because of the funding that they're receiving. Their funding will get cut short if they're preaching certain things. You know, they don't want you to know that God is within you. They don't want you to know that you can find Jesus. Where's Jesus? He's in your heart. God damn it! I didn't mean to say that. I should have said that's a whole oxymoron. I apologize for saying the GD word. But God, Jesus, God, all that's in your heart. Talk to yourself.
That's a
You'll
fact.
find him. You'll find God. Sure, you'll see how God talks. God speaks in signs, symbols, and events. But for some reason, they want you to think God is outside of you. I believe, let me just say this is my beliefs. I don't want to force my beliefs on y'all. My belief is God will talk to you through your imagination and he'll change your life or she'll change your life. I believe God is a feminine energy, but God is both masculine and feminine. But when I want to create, that's the feminine energy, creation. But this nonprofit, so you just want this. You want this in a mission statement? You want this added as an extra? Something. So this nonprofit will be operating as a 508c1a. Tax-exempt organizations described in section of the Internal Revenue Code 508c1a benefits for faith-based organization, FBOs, churches. That means faith-based organization when you see FBOs. Or integrated auxiliaries and associations of churches. They're also called assemblies too. I'm going to throw that out there. An assembly is considered an FBO. Do not have to apply as a 501c3 in order to be tax exempt and offer tax deductibility for contributions. All organizations seeking tax exempt status must apply to the IRS except faith-based organizations. Faith-based organizations can be formed under Section 508C1A and enjoy mandatory exceptions from these requirements of the code. But I also want to throw something else out there. And let me just pull up ChatGPT because I know Google ain't gonna show me shit. Because I don't want to throw y'all for a loop, but I need y'all to understand unincorporated associations too. In an unincorporated, so a faith-based organization, these 508C1As can be used as an unincorporated association. But when you bring it as a nonprofit, it's going to the nonprofit is unincorporated with the Secretary of State. So I asked ChatGPT, are unincorporated I meant to say associations. I said associates. Are unincorporated associations tax exempt? I'm waiting on it to load. Yeah, well, that's waiting. So so the way I was taught how to do these 508C1As, all right, let me share my screen real quick. Was the do it this way. Create the 508C1A trust. This is how I was taught at first. Create the 508C1A trust, and if you want to bring it into the public, open up the nonprofit. And then the beneficiary owner, obviously, is the trust. The trust established this nonprofit corporation, so you still get those 508C1A exceptions. You still get those benefits. So what I asked, I says, are unincorporated associations tax exempt? So not automatically. In the United States, an unincorporated association is not automatically tax exempt. It can become tax exempt if it qualifies under the 501c3 or other 501c13 categories, and you apply for recognition. So that's exactly what you have to do. And then you come here. A form 1023 easy is the form you're going to want to file. Now, if you're unincorporated, you stay unincorporated, you don't necessarily have to file these forms. So you see it after exemption is granted, you'll need to file annual returns with the Form 990. Now, if you're a 508C1A, you do not have to file a 990. If it's in your bylaws, you do not have to file a 990. So this is important why you need to learn how to establish your bylaws correctly. So I just want to throw that out there. Now, if you're in another country, the rules differ. So I just want y'all to now throwing that out there, okay? Because you see the type of unincorporated associations: charities, clubs, and religious. So I teach people this is how the Freemasons are established. They're a private club. Religious is going to fall under the 508C1A. Charity can be regular unincorporated associations. If you stay purely unincorporated, you definitely don't have to report anything. But if you want to start giving out, people want those tax exemption receipts or things like that, you need to give them one. Sometimes it's easier just to come in as a 501c3, but you have to make it clear to whoever you're dealing with that we're a tax exempt organization. Automatically, we do not need permission from you to be tax exempt. We're only doing this because. And your family can be established like this. This is how Warren Buffett's family is established. They're tax exempt. Billionaires. So here it is, the 1023 easy, just the instructions. You have to go on a website, and it's pay.gov. This is the website. You have to pay a little fee. I just want y'all to see it. And it comes back in about 2 weeks. Your tax exempt number. You can get this one federally, and then you can get one with your state. So whatever state you're in as well, you can use that, because not every store accepts the federal one. So let me look that up. How do you get a state tax exemption? I'm just showing y'all all of this. I know ChatGPT helps with all of this. I'm trying to tell you. But I know sometimes y'all need y'all's hands held. Y'all have to be told exactly what to do step by step. So a 508C1A. And you can create a regular. So with ChatGPT, if you're going to do it with ChatGPT, So the IRS determination letter, 501c3, they will give you a determination letter once you do the 1023 easy. So once you get the federal non-tax, the tax one, you can pay for the state. The first one I ever got was Missouri. That's how I learned. I learned with Missouri with my 508c1A, and I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like. Georgia's pretty easy too. You have to mail everything in Georgia. Well, that's how it used to be. But this is what it looks like in Missouri. And pretty much every state is the same. Texas is pretty easy too. This is a simple form. And then like there's other businesses. You don't even have to be a church. Certain LLCs, like say you resell certain states, if you just flip products, like you buy it from Walmart and resell it online, or Amazon resell it online, you can get a tax exemption for that. Just showing y'all that though. Let me know if y'all have any questions though. Everybody in the school. Let me know y'all got any questions. Anything we went over. Let me show y'all real quick too. So this is Genie. I'm gonna give y'all the link so y'all can, because a lot of people ain't got hip to Chat GPT. I use Genie. Make sure I get y'all the right one because a bunch of them just popped up. But out there, if you're in the public, text private life to 702-200-4900. Well, it's not giving me the actual website, but you said we all private here. This is great info. Tennessee probably has their own, every state has their own tax exemption forms. You have to follow with the Secretary of State. To click that link in the chat, that's what I use. So I'm gonna share my screen again. I want y'all to see. Literally, when I do consults, I'll set it up with people right there. I'll set up their 508c1A right there. Look. So you have to understand this. An unincorporated association and a 508c1A. This is what I want y'all to understand. Unincorporated association and 508c1A is the same thing. Except when you're using the 508c1A, you're incorporating the 508c1A code. I don't put any codes in my trust because that's what's going to keep it private. 508c1A is still a federal code. Like when we look it up. That's what I want y'all to know. When y'all hear 508c1A trust, that's just the code. '28 USC 508. It's an IRS code too. 508 special rules with respect to section 501c3 organizations. They're exempt. Churches that integrated auxiliaries and conventions or associations of churches, they do not have to, they're exempt from paying taxes. Let me look up the IRS code. It's an IRS code too. Boom. IRC section 508, exempt organization technique guides. I'll put that in the chat for y'all. So y'all got that. Y'all can fact check everything I'm saying. Publication 5525. And I'm gonna grab this too. I've been dealing with 508c1As for years. Since 2021. But this breaks down everything right here. The baptismium budget. That's lit. So hospitals. So I need y'all to understand this too. And this is why you can get out of debt. If you owe debt to hospitals, First of all, you got the HIPAA law. HIPAA, they're not even supposed to report your information. Secondly, they're nonprofit organizations. We donate. This is why, as a private family, this is why when you establish your private family trust, you donate to the hospital. They cannot give you a bill legally. They cannot legally give you a bill because you're a private donor to that hospital. Let that sink in. I'm gonna let that sink in. I just helped everybody wipe away their with two things. You'll never have a hospital bill again in your life. And secondly, there's a difference between public practice and private practice. When you're a person, you're getting Medicaid handouts, they're gonna public practice on your ass publicly. Take this vaccine, motherfucker, you part of the public. Simple as that. I shouldn't have said that word. Strike that from the record. But there's public practice, there's private practice. So as a private, you got your private family trust established. I just showed y'all what y'all need to do. I'm about to show y'all how to set up a trust right now with the AI, all right, with ChatGPT. Create your family trust and you open up a bank account. Go to Chase, go to Truist Bank, go to TD Bank, go to any of these public banks. Open up this trust real quick. There will be no taxes liable. You won't be liable for taxes. You're the trustee. It's a charity for the family. The family is the benefit, the beneficiary, the family. Anything that deals with the family, where it's cars, you travel, housing, food, family vacations, strike that from the record. It's a business trip. You understand? So when you're donating to the hospital, so first of all, the HIPAA, you can bring up HIPAA. They cannot release your information to anybody because it's your right to privacy to even be there at the hospital. Secondly, if you're a private donor of the hospital, because hospitals are they're private charities. That's what they are. They're set up to accept donations. Same way with schools. So just learn how to go private. The private ways to go. Section 506, listen, termination of private foundation status. Let's look up what a private foundation is. There's such things as public and private. Private foundations, organizations that are exempt from taxation under 501c3 and do not fall into any of the public charity statuses under 509a are called private foundations. Private foundations raise complex and interrelated issues regarding the application of Chapter 42. Private foundations cannot be taxed. It's that simple. And here we go. Write me bylaws for, let's say, we're going to say Warren Buffett Foundation, Family Foundation, including must be blood related or married to be a member. Private membership associations, it's the same thing. A private membership association is a private foundation. It's the same thing. So what I'm doing is what I'm creating on the right now is a private membership association. You have to be blood related or married to be a member. Include indemnity, hold harmless, NDA, non-compete, and tax exemption under 508. Let's see if this will pop up. Usually they don't do codes. If that's what y'all wanted. It's thinking. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give y'all everything y'all need. Everything y'all need to be monsters in the game. To become a
Appreciate
power.
that, man.
What was that?
I said I appreciate that, man, for real.
I got you.
Because that's what I'm working on. Like, I'm working on like I'm learning on trust. That's what I'm working on right now.
This stuff taking long enough. Well, they got the
And
preamble and everything. Sound like the Constitution, don't it? So look, these bylaws govern the internal management of the Warren Buffett Family Foundation. So this would be your family. So this one, so I'm gonna do this one a little different. I don't like it, okay? So we're gonna take this tax exemption out because you already tax exempt. If you establish it right, like I'm showing you, you establish it right. Set up a nonprofit with it if you want to, then get to 2023 easy. But if you're unincorporated, everything is considered like you like charity. Article 1, Article 2. That's what you're looking for. Article 1, Article 2, Article 2, membership. Article 3,
okay,
board of directors. This is all you need to establish. They changed up the formatting on me,
that's the
but
Constitution, pretty much, right?
this is everything. And then, so with this, you would also want to create, next you would want to create a minute meeting sheet, minute meetings, meeting minutes. I said that shit all wrong. Meeting minutes for the above. I spelled it wrong. It should get it though. There's the meeting minutes. Next, and then if you want to add extra shit, next, then you want to create a banking resolution. Well, I'll probably do the meeting minutes last because you want to include that you did a banking resolution in the meeting minutes because you can truthfully open up a bank account with just the meeting minutes. So you want a banking resolution, you want your bylaws, and what a banking resolution is, it states who can open up a bank account for this trust. And it's going to keep these people private because it's unincorporated. They cannot release this information to the public. So if you have a trustee that's under garnishment, they can still open this trust up for you, okay? You can send her paycheck there. They just have to follow the guidelines. They have to, because fiduciary law is different. Trust law is different. You can get in serious trouble if you're mishandling and mismanaging funds or commingling funds. Next, so boom. So that's the banking resolution. Then you want to create a what's it called? What's that, mission statement? What's it called though? Yeah, what's the mission for it? Including that we are here to uplift fallen humanity through our works. Something like that. And then you can also put that, you can put in there that your laws come from the Bible, your laws come from nature or common law. You can include this. This can be a common law trust. So there's some missions right there. They gave us 3 different options. Our mission is to uplift fallen humanity through our works by mobilizing resources, partnerships, and innovative services to those in need. We pursue lasting impact through strategic grants, direct service, and capacity building that empower individuals, strengthen families, and build resilient communities. So I want y'all to understand this. So now, create me an endowment contract for the family library. I'm showing y'all how y'all can move money around tax-free and get money, grants. Any money you get, you put it in this, they can't tax, they can't touch. It's outside the scope of the government. As long as you ain't moving drugs, unless you're a diplomat, you can move drugs. But you're not, and you got, you wasn't also Saddam Hussein shit, weapons of mass destruction. Look, so all an endowment is ways to contribute money. back and forth. So I want to throw that out there too. I don't want to get too deep. But this is how this tithing versus taxing. So all your money is now being tithed. Because I need y'all to understand, there's private families that own the government. So as soon as, and I'm just going to prove this to you, your state is in debt from building roads and shit. But your taxes are supposed to pay for that, right? Your state takes out loans from the federal government all day, every day. Your taxes pays the families. Municipal bonds are financial instruments used by local governments to raise money for public work projects, including schools. Let me find it. I need to prove it. It's in here. Oh, here we go. Municipal bonds are debt instruments that local, county, and state governments issue to secure financing for civic improvements, including the construction of highways, bridges, or schools. They act like loans, becoming creditors in exchange for borrowed capital. And they take these loans out on your behalf with your social security number. That's what you voted for. Go you U.S. citizens. I'm an American national. And there is a difference. I'm going to show y'all that too. I'm going to open up for questions and I'm getting up off here. So again, I'm going to bring this up. I state this a lot if y'all watch my stuff in my school. This is what I use, 8 U.S.C. 1408. I'm going to find you the definition of national. A term national means a person owing permanent allegiance to the state. And that comes from 8 U.S.C. 1101. So the term national means a person owing permanent allegiance to the state. So if you're in Texas, you're a Texan. That makes you a Texan national. A Texan is a national, not a U.S. citizen. There's a difference. The U.S. citizen owes allegiance to the corporation. I hope all that makes sense.
100%, man.
If the public, y'all need to reach out, text private life to 702-200-4900. Text private life to 702-200-4900. I put the wrong number up there. 702-200-4900. But let me know, class, y'all got some questions. Everybody from the school. When I first started learning this stuff, I was operating under the 508c1A. That's why I could show all that stuff, but I strictly do unincorporated associations now. Denal says, so bylaws, banking resolutions, meeting minutes, mission statements. Okay, there's one more form that you're going to need. One more form. I'm going to give y'all the game again because y'all in the class. Y'all can thank my boy Roddery for this. Roddery, he's a board member. Y'all need y'all shit set up correctly. Holla at him. He'll do it for a fee. He not even going to tax you. And he can show you how to get those EINs. All right? He can show you how to get those EINs. I'm going to put this in the school. But this is what Roddery put me on. Y'all can thank Roddery for that. Hit up Roddery. Drop him a donation or something in the school. Because he put me on the a registered agent that actually works. But he can help you get the 508c1As established. He can help you get your name as a business established. His name is Roddery. He is in the school. It's spelled Rodery. Matter of fact, I'll just show you him in the school.
Yeah, he's in here. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, right?
Yeah, y'all can hit him up. He doing shit right now. Roddery Rosario. It says the money wand on it when you see his stuff. Y'all see it? So y'all can hit him up. He got all his stuff together. So let me follow him back right now. But he put me on this right here, and they work. So I should just show y'all somebody's shit. It's public information, goddamn it. Well, we can use his. We can look his up. I don't know if it's the. Yeah, so check him out. You're gonna show his business real quick. Because when you look, you see who you got the registered agent information. And this is exactly how you want to be. You want to be set up as the manager. And there's ways to do anonymous as well. But when you have a registered agent, all the information gets sent to them. They handle everything. So we like to stay under the radar because when you're doing private life, if I'm doing a UCC one, I'm probably gonna have a trust or a registered agent or somebody else file that. You don't want your name on nothing in the public. Because anytime there's something in the public, and you see it's a whole business right here as a registered agent. Because anytime you have something on your name in the public, the government says they own it. I need y'all to understand this. This is why you have to operate with the private family foundations. Anytime you see that word public, that's going to mean the part of the economy that the government controls. The part of the economy that is controlled by the government. So anything in the public is the government's. You put it on a UCC1, it's the government's. It's their form. You can only control what you create. It's not your form. So when you have your own business, you can create your own forms. And if they don't accept it, that's on them. But as long as we label it as an exhibit, they have to accept it because it's evidence of something. But with that, I'm about to be out. Y'all let me know if y'all got any other questions because that's some game right there.
No, I appreciate you, Dom. Got questions, but I know I gotta go do my due diligence first, so I don't want to ask questions that could be
I
answered.
seen that one, so I was about to hop on here, but the address was the one you sent me, man.
Nah, facts. I double checked it too. I
Yeah,
saw
all right.
Yeah, but that was crazy. They were supposed to deliver that ASAP.
No, it's on the way though.
That's what's up. Appreciate you, bro. Peace.
Yeah, I just want everybody to know I got a shipment of over probably 50 books. I paid the full price. So I'm still getting paid, but I didn't get the books. They just did 2 more shipments like that.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Part of the game. No, they was gonna give me a refund, but I was like, why? Because it's going to me. That's part of my royalties. So it's like, nah, I'll need no refund. But all right,
Thank you,
man.
man.
Peace and love. I'm gonna post this in the store.
All right, most definitely. Till next time.
Yes, sir. Peace.